Hi everyone, please join us in celebrating women's achievement this Women's Day. We are launching this new program where we will invite guests from around the world doing big or small jobs in something that they are passionate about. At ePhysios, we believe that everyone who has a dream and a drive to achieve success are leaders, are influencers. You don't have to be a celebrity or someone famous. In this way, what we believe is that you will be able to connect to normal people like us, like you, and your stories will influence and motivate us and you to pursue your dreams. Our guest today is Dipty Mali, who is a doctorate in physiotherapy and a business woman herself. So I would welcome you, Dipty, and would hand over to you to introduce yourself.
That's
Welcome.
great. That's great. Very nice to meet you. So let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Dipti Mali. I own a physical therapy practice, outpatient physical therapy practice in Jersey City. So I started my practice in 2017, my own, and here I am with another location, a brand new location.
Very good. That's really
So,
good. Really
right.
proud
So
of
I've
you.
been a physio since 2007, and I came to United States in 2008. I finished my
Okay.
master's. Actually, I did master's in health administration. So that's where I
Okay.
got my management skills. And then I decided to, hey, I'm still limited. I need to have something more. Then I decided to do my doctorate program, and the whole
Okay.
year, whole system was changing. So doing a doctorate program definitely added to feathers to my hat, and that's where I
Great.
am.
That's amazing, isn't it? I think it definitely helps because I just completed my master's in business administration,
Oh, that's
and that's what,
great.
yeah, and that's what Neeraj and me keep talking. Like, we need to use my new skills now. It
Absolutely,
definitely helps,
absolutely,
doesn't it? Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
So well done. Obviously, I have read your profile, and it's really nice to have you. So what we will do is we'll go through some questions and hopefully we will take it forward that way. Okay.
Sounds
So
good.
what first I have is that how do you balance your responsibilities?
Great question. It's always a challenge. It's really a challenge. But something if you really like and you're really looking your goals, what you know your goals are, you just do it. You just do it. And of course, there's a great family support. My husband is my backbone. So,
Oh, awesome.
he's the one who keeps on pushing me, hey, you have to do it. We have to do it. So yes, so working together, definitely it works. It's a challenge, but if you want something, it's not difficult. It definitely not.
Yeah, I think that's what I can see. Like you need the passion, I think. Like
Exactly, the passion.
and
That's the. Mhm.
yeah, and what you did is because where you like from the beginning where you focus, like I want to have my own business.
So yeah, so when I came to United States, I always wanted to have my practice. I practiced 2 years in India after finishing my bachelor's program, but again, I felt I'm limited. I need to have something more. That's the reason I came to United States to do my master's, and I purposely didn't go through a physical therapy program because I wanted to learn the management. So since
Mm,
2008, I always wanted to have my own practice, not only for the flexibility, but to you learn with your skills and you develop
mm-hmm.
new protocols. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to do. I went to all different facilities. I worked in the hospitals, I worked in a pediatric clinic, I worked in an outpatient, a neuro clinic, but then nothing was a cohesive that I wanted to do, so there was always a limitation for the physical therapy, either with the skill wise or either with the management wise. So I wanted to put all together and to have something different than what all usual everyone is doing. And of course, that's not easy. You have to learn the whole system, right? So
Yeah, that's my next question, I think. So
mhm.
it's really nice that you are so passionate and I can see that you are driven. So can you share with us the most significant challenge that you faced, especially because we are celebrating women achievement here. So being a woman,
Absolutely.
was
Absolutely.
there, yeah.
Yes. So I started my practice in 2017. Before that, I was working for another clinic for
Okay.
10 years, and I was managing a whole lot of management team, marketing team, and a couple of physios. So it was great. It was great. But I had to take a break for my first kid when I got pregnant, and going back to the same crazy working hours, the corporate. I just wasn't didn't wanted to do it. So 2017, I started my practice. Guess what? 6 months, I got pregnant again with my second child. So that was my
Oh, good.
biggest challenge. I started, I was not enough established. I was trying to get there. So within 8 months, I got pregnant in 2018. So the new baby on the way, there's a whole different challenges. Once your practice is not established enough, you are not in a position to hire another professional, hire enough staff. So from there, I had to keep my clinic closed for 6 months. So a whole lot of my work done, give it a complete break, and starting after
Okay.
6 months. And after 6 months, you're starting from the scratch,
I was
brand new
about to say
again.
that. Yeah.
Right. And plus having a new baby. So juggling breastfeeding time, juggling their, wake ups and sleep time. So I feel I haven't even slept for 2 years because of the whole situation. And
I can
plus my
imagine that.
family. Yeah, so my family from India couldn't come because my mom was in the last year. She was working back then,
Okay.
so she was in the retirement year. So there was no family support, and when you have a brand new baby, you're always hesitant to give it to some nanny to hold
Yes,
on to,
yes,
right?
yes. I can
So
imagine. Yeah.
that was my biggest challenge, to overcome those next year after my baby was born and to get back into feet. And plus, I had a C-section, so physically I was not fit. So cutting down the
Mm,
hours, increasing the
mm.
hours, working on your body. So it was a lot of things. But that was my
Understand.
biggest challenge, which I remember. But if you ask me now, I want to go back to it. No, I don't even think about it. How I did
You
it, God knows. I just did it.
oh well, but you did really well, really well. Well
Yeah,
done. Yeah, yeah.
I think we can say that. At least, I'm still working and still have the practice,
Yes,
because it was a
yes.
point that I had to think whether the practice, whether the family, you have
Yes,
to
yes.
choose, because you're a mom, you're a husband, you're a wife, you are a homemaker, you're
Mm.
taking care of home, you're pretty much everything. You have multiple roles, so you have to give a prioritize to a lot of things. So it was pretty challenging. That's how I can say.
Nice. No, but it's a really nice story again because when you say 2 years you didn't sleep, you won't believe, but this is exactly one of my patient when I was in one of the hospital which was on women's health, where she said the same thing. When you want a baby, you also have to think that for the next 2 years you are not going to sleep well. And after
Absolutely.
so many years, hearing it from another mom, it's like it's true, isn't it? So
Oh,
well done.
absolutely. Oh, I felt that having a baby was the easiest part. After that was the struggle. They don't come with a fine print, right?
Yes,
There's no
absolutely.
book for it. So, it was pretty exciting.
That's good, but well done, and thank you for sharing that with us. Um, so do you have any fears now? And if there is any, how are you overcoming it or
So,
managing it?
right. No, it's actually, once you have a practice, your own business, you're paying yourself, your staff, right?
Mm.
So they are dependent on you. So that's my biggest fear. Like, we just went out of this unprecedented time, 2020, the
Mm-hmm.
whole COVID situation.
Yes.
At that point, of course, everyone were home. What are we going to do, right? How am I going to feed my staff? We are not making, of course, the businesses were in the losses of, we were not making money. How are we going to, feed our staff or get them to just stay with us somehow, just
Yes.
stay with us? We are going to get back to it. So that whole 2020, I'm sure it's pretty much for all the businesses, but even being in the medical field, it did affect us since we are
Mm-hmm.
outpatient, we don't work in the hospital,
Yes.
right? So the whole thing which we went through 2020, if that happens again, I don't know. That's my biggest fear. What will happen then?
Yeah.
How am I going to take care of it? So yes, but of course the government made the whole grants, plans, all those things. We survived. Bare minimum, we survived 2020. But 2021 it picked it up. But if it happens again in 6 months, we don't know. That's my biggest fear at this point.
So I hope that you will have, with your business hat, I'm sure you will be able to find some strategy for that. So good luck with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, thank you.
Cool. Almost approaching the end. So This is a very important question. The whole idea of having this interview is that along with celebrating your achievement, we want to influence and create a accessibility to the women entrepreneurs out there. So,
Absolutely.
what advice would you give to all the women entrepreneur or the new moms who are, either in a business or starting a business?
That's a good question. Well, you know, it's too early for me to give you any major advice here, because I'm just in business since past 4 years. If I was like 10 years, 20 years of experience, that's a whole different scenario, right? But at this point, if you like something, just go for it. You're going to find a way. Things will meant for you. You will just do it. There's always ups and downs in the life. If it's a business or even just a working mom, it's still ups and downs. But something, if you really like, don't hide it for yourself. Just open up and go for it. And just that's the advice I have. Just go for it, fight for your passion, and do it. It works.
Yeah, that's, I think, the most simplest way of actually saying it, because you have put it so in the simplest way, as I am saying, is because many people, they want to do it, but I think that go for it, you that push from somebody, because
Right.
to balance your life, like how you say that you were a mom, then you have to look after your home as well. So we juggle so much, we just forget that, oh, should I pay attention to this or just carry on with my
Right.
life, isn't it? So go for it. Just go for it, I think, is the
Just
right
go for
word.
it. There will be always a failures, but don't get a fear for the failure is what you learn from, right? I wouldn't
Exactly.
say it started like brand new fresh and I was
Yeah.
doing it now. There's always a step back. You have to step back. You learn from your mistakes, but unless you don't try, how will you know whether it's for you or it's not for you? Right? Don't hold yourself back. That's the only advice I have.
That's amazing. Yeah, yes, I completely agree with you. And thank you so much for giving these words of advice to our all the women entrepreneurs who are out there. And I am sure many will be able to relate to you because in this short interview, you have shared all the juggles. And as you say, that, it's not a silver spoon. You will have
Absolutely
struggle.
not.
Yeah.
We still have a
And
long way to go.
yeah, yes,
I
yes.
haven't reached my goal, so we still have a long way to go. Maybe in 5 years, I have a better things to say.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. So, I'm booking you for the next in 5 years then.
Hey, this is great for you and me.
That's what,
Absolutely.
that's what I tell everybody. Set your goals and be realistic with your goals.
Absolutely.
This is the little bit of advice that I would want to give our viewers, that um, because we juggle between life, it's as if you have support, brilliant. But if you don't have support, don't give up, but set realistic goals, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's actually very rightly said. Yes, set a realistic goals.
Thank you. Thank you, Dipti. Thank you so much for coming to chat with me. We had kept it very short, and I'm sure in future we will get together to discuss some clinical case or something like that. It
Most
would be really
definitely.
lovely
Yeah,
so that
yeah. That
some
will
of
be
the
very, very
students,
much interested. Yes.
yeah, because we do have some students who follow us and they do come back one to one to ask some doubts. So, yeah, it'd be really nice. So, again, thank you very, very much. And it was a pleasure speaking to you. And I hope that
Pleasure
I
is
can.
all. Pleasure is all mine. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. What you're doing, ePhysios. When Nisha told me the whole idea, I was pretty impressed. I'm like, wow, this is a great awareness, great platform to go for it. That's
Thank
amazing. Good
you.
luck for you too. I want you to
Thank you
grow
very
more.
much.